Something else we developed this year that I won't go into any great detail now was a sort of cross-curricular humanities homework project. And that put a lot of emphasis on pupils carrying out independent research and developing and using their digital skills to create um, presentations. And, you know, that really showed up the challenge that we've got to make sure that humanities helps people to develop those research skills, which we found a lot of Year 7 pupils were really lacking, and how we can make sure that what we do in humanities addresses the digital competency framework in a meaningful way. But in humanities, something like being able to carry out effective research is really important. So I wanted to try and find a way um, uh, to build in provision for that particular cross-curricular skill during this unit. And in particular, getting them to think about the process of carrying out research, as well as the sort of the information that they kind of can generate by the end of that task. Similarly, we've found quite a deficit in pupils' speaking and listening skills. It's really important for us at Cathays that's something we're addressing right the way across the curriculum in all subjects. A lot of our learners have English as a second language. So through the rest of this unit and some of the final bit of the lessons I put together, there was a real focus on building up pupils' confidence to share and present ideas that they found out through their research. We wanted to really develop that ability of pupils to listen to each other and to learn from each other, as well as from the sort of input of their teachers. And as a final point about the race riots, I'll go into this in any great detail, but the link is there on the presentation to sort of point you towards a really excellent resource I found as part of planning this unit of work. It's a sort of graphic novel done by an artist from Cardiff. And we got people to spend some time using that as a way of finding out more, investigating more, and researching a little bit more about this topic for themselves. Finally, in this unit, we wanted to ensure we made the learning part of a bigger picture in terms of a unit on historic migration around the world that my colleague Daisy has developed this year. We want to show them that Tiger Bay and its story of migration is not an isolated part of the history of Wales and migration. That's part of a much bigger picture in terms of Wales's connection with the wider world. And that, both the story of Tiger Bay and our pupils today are part of an ongoing story about the development of Wales that has and continues to impact on society today. To get them thinking about, well, what does it actually mean to be Welsh, given that history of migration in our country and in the city of Cardiff. We wanted to speak to our learners' experience and identity as Welsh citizens, and therefore it wouldn't be right to just take the story of the 1919 riots, for example, as an example of BAME history being part of a narrative victimhood and otherness. We wanted to make clear and try and teach pupils. Well, I suppose we didn't want to teach pupils what to think or what their identity is, but there is definitely an issue where many of our learners who come from different cultural and national backgrounds don't necessarily see themselves as Welsh for a number of reasons. So at the very least, we wanted to create that opportunity for them to reflect on identity and what constitutes Welsh identity, today. Therefore, we ended up widening the unit to set the Tiger Bay story in the context of migration's impact on Wales nationally and globally. And again, we wanted to frame that around developing people speaking and listening and reading skills and presentation skills, things that had come up in lessons earlier in the unit and skills we'd addressed in different parts of this unit were sort of drawn together in in a final series of lessons where pupils in groups looked at specific examples of wider um, wider links between Wales and inward and outward migration to different parts of the world. So we built into that opportunities for them to read together as a group and to sort of um, build up an understanding of a given topic a bit more independently. And in doing so, get themselves ready to sort of present ideas to the class. So by the end of it all, we hoped that it was quite a long unit, and there were a lot of different things going on. Perhaps when we come to evaluate and look at it, we will maybe question whether the range of sort of different skills focuses is a little bit wide, but pupils seem to have coped with it well and got a lot out of it. And we feel that maybe the future of our new curriculum is in having a unit that explicitly addresses literacy, digital skills, um, local, national, and global contexts. Um, but consistently and in a meaningful way, and in a way that joins successfully up with the other units we do through the year. In terms of our sort of next steps, we'll review where this unit fits into our curriculum. It might be that actually some of it sort of is merged with a bigger unit that my colleague Daisy developed on migration. It might be that instead of what we've done this year, which is start year 7 with that migration unit, we move to starting year 7 with a sort of wide Welsh history unit, and we make this part of that, perhaps a unit that looks at different ideas of what Wales is, or what kind of nation Wales is, that and how that's changed over time. But those are discussions that we are still to have. We certainly want to look at opportunities for more experiential more experiential learning through this unit. So we will be thinking about how we can perhaps work with our geography teachers in the humanities area to look at how they examine Cardiff Bay, perhaps get out on some school trips to do that. There's excellent sort of opportunities to explore Cardiff's migration stories more fully at the Museum of Cardiff. So that's something we're thinking about for this summer. We've started to sort of develop links with a theatre group who do a lot of work around Cathays Cemetery, where we know there are, for example, one of the victims of the 1919 race riots buried. So we're thinking there's lots of opportunities to maybe get out and about in the community and to sort of go on visits and go on trips in a way that will sort of support pupils' understanding of the themes and topics and events that we've covered as part of this unit. So I hope that's given a little bit of insight into one of the ways we've tried to be thinking more carefully about heritage and culture and diversity in the development of our new curriculum. Thanks very much.